thoughts I've been thinking. It's about 1:30 a.m. and we're going to the spot. But yeah, so yesterday I was talking to y'all about I think the transition of me getting trying to get into the nudist resort. Pretty much I was just met with animosity of understandable, I guess, animosity of him thinking that I was coming in with a different agenda, right? Saying I want to liberate the polyamorous world, and then he didn't even get to see my signage, the sign of the poster I had, and then on top of that, had they pulled up my background check, and it came up with all four of my records that said two secondary assaults and fourth-degree burglary. He's like, bro, that shit sounds so bad, and it all was expunged. So that happened, and then and then they had to get another person to come in. So it's the president and then another dude to clarify. I guess I don't know if he was a cop or something. That I was good to go, and I had to explain my story like two or three times, and my fucking mouth was dry and shit. Whatever. And then he said again, we don't do any that signage here or anything. So first night, hot tub, cool. Talked to some people. I just trying to make connections. I said, you know what? Even though he said no interviews, at least the next day, I'm gonna still wear my cape. Has the five jungle missions on it. It has liberate the polyamorous world, desexualize, well, bring spirit back into non-monogamy, as well as desexualize the body and normalize nudity and destigmatize STs and gender identities, sexual and sexual truth. Also, creating community governance, which is working towards creating community polyamorous community covenants, nudist, naturalist community covenants. So yeah, bro. I first night was chill. It was just me getting the lay of the land, really, and I played game. I got in off rip. I just went in. We played head. I played heads up with like 10 naked people. Went to the hot tub. Got in the hot tub. It was a smaller hot tub. It wasn't big, and it was about like five-ish people in there. And then I'd listen to these two dudes talk about work and life shit that I didn't really chime in too much with. But that night, slept on the ground. I might as well have been intentionally homeless there. I was sleeping on the ground, sleeping on the ground there. And so I woke up next morning and I just started talking to all the nudists that was there. It was a community of nudists, not people that were polyamorous or non-monogamous. This was a nudist. They have an organization there called. My hair always gets stuck. My backpack here. Um, it's like AANR. It was like American Nudist Organization or something like that, and pretty much it's more family oriented of a community rather than something that is non-monogamous. And so there were families that lived there and naked kids that were out and about in the community. So that's why there was just a lot of, I think, apprehension at first of like wanting to accept the standard of what the fuck is the vibe is. So woke up in the morning, got breakfast, talked to, a few naked old, mainly demographic of older people. And I wish I would have went in with more with the vibe of like, how did you become a nudist and what does being a nudist mean to you? I think I'm just learning along the way with these communities, and how I'm gonna communicate or just authentically connect like I did. And so I, yeah, had breakfast there. It's a good time. Um, and then yeah, got a picture of me naked with the cape and my boots and started the 5K. And I was had my headphones on and there's probably like 10 or 15, 10 or 10-ish people in front of me that were just killing it. And my time midway, I think I was trying to gauge if I had more of an understanding of timing of things, of how fast I should run a mile, I could have gauged it to run faster or slower because at that point I was running about like 7-minute miles, right? That was probably as fast as I was going. I was kind of struggling towards the end, to be honest, but I was running my boots. So it was a good ass time. But I had a moment, right? Even though I was blown that I couldn't really record anything and maybe I could have took a little bit of a video, I had a moment while I was running and I said to myself, wow, I had my cape with the five jungle missions on it. And this time I had chafe, anti-chafe compression sleeves because I'm not getting caught this time. So yeah, I had those on, and then I had uh yeah, my cape and then anti-chafe sleeves, and then I had my boots on, and I said, what would a superhero be doing in this movie right now? He'd be running naked, fighting for what's right with the cape and his boots, doing a 5K. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, that was I had a moment running past these like big ass hay barrels, and even though it was definitely a struggle for me, I always walk past this. I don't know if there's a Judas homeless dude, but yeah, so that was a beautiful moment, and yeah, finished the time around 24-ish minutes or so, and yeah, and so I just talked to people here and there as I got done the race, went to the pool, went to talk to some people. Um, and consistently, as I talked to people, I showed them they either got curious about my cape and I told them about the cape, but I was doing interviews and they still were still apprehensive to do it. So I, the whole time I was there to kind of give you a consensus, talking to people at the pool, around the pool, and in general, I probably talked to like 20 to 30 different people, and probably 20 of them asked about what my cape was. And at least maybe 10 to 15 of them just did not align with wanting to do interviews. So that's okay. And one dude actually challenged me on like, why do you stigmatize these different? And I didn't get more clear on that. So um yeah, and then that night I slept on the ground. I had to wake up early in the morning to try to catch the bus. So I caught an Uber early. And yeah, that was pretty much my weekend. Honestly, it was just I didn't catch any content, and I was kind of upset about that. But I enjoyed myself. Um, it's hard for me to enjoy myself when I'm not working towards what I believe is most right for me. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to figure out that enigma. So I came back, and honestly, I was just kind of in a weird state. Like, damn, like fight the stigma tour in Atlanta. You got interviews going, and so I've posted those, and I'm like 2 weeks behind because my fucking flight got canceled, and then had to book another flight. Wow. And then yeah, I think I told y'all like I tried to go to this polyamorous poly pop up event like a week ago, last Friday, or Friday, not this last Friday, but 2 Fridays ago, and it was just like it was Colette Friday night, like it was a sex club on a Friday night, not a poly takeover. Which poly takeover sounds fire, dog. Poly takeover sounds fire, bro. Ah, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. Polyamorous takeover will be fucking amazing. Oh, bruh, bruh. Like maybe I can work towards trying to make that an event. Like trying to have a polyamorous takeover of some form or fashion with the people I'm gonna connect with. But yeah, so this was 2 days ago. So I gotta set up my shit. Oh shit. Yeah, but 2 days ago I ended up was that yesterday? No. Yeah, 2 days ago was Sunday. So today was Tuesday. It's Wednesday, really right now. It's like 2 a.m. But Sunday, I just felt like I needed to have some self-love time, right? And I said, fuck it. Right now I just do not want to sleep on this fucking bed in the cut. And I'm just gonna get a hotel for the night and I'm gonna try to make this shit work. I'm gonna get a hotel for the night. I'm watch a movie by myself. Go to the movies by myself. I was thinking about getting high. I was thinking about like actually like taking a little bit of gummies. I always want to go to movies like kind of in an altered state. But I said, I don't want to take gummies. But I said, you know what? Next time, like I think I want to do mushrooms, and then next time I want to go to Korean barbecue, and then also church. So I think that's what my Sunday is going to be. It's going to be for church. It's going to be for spiritual direction, and then I'll get some Korean barbecue, and then get my favorite dessert because I fast each day. I only eat between 6 hours, and I get all the I think protein I need within the burrito bowls that I have, along with the Greek yogurt that I eat, and yeah, and the oatmeal that is consumed. That has like nuts and chia seeds and flax. It's all good, and it leaves me full throughout, like till now. It's like I feel good. Yeah. I don't get tired. I'm not. I don't get tired throughout my day. I feel activated. I feel awake, regardless of how much sleep I got. So, but yeah, watched this movie I think called Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. I don't know if that's a movie, but pretty much they needed to. The sun was there was something taking away all the energy from all the planets, and there's one planet that wasn't wasn't taking all the energy away, and then they needed to have like three astronauts be able to go out there and sacrifice their life, and so he was a scientist, Ryan Gosling, and then he ended up getting put in a coma to go out there and save the world, and uh, so he ended up meeting the alien life form to then connect with them, and then that alien life form needed to understand why the same thing too. So they worked together to then find and take samples of what they needed and then save each other's worlds. And then they did it. It was great. But I went to the movies by myself. It was cool. I ate the worst pretzel of my fucking life. I was really hoping that pretzel was going to be bombed. That shit was like either freezer burned or just out on the fucking put on the floor. I don't know. That shit was just nasty. But yeah, I walked to the movies before that, and I just did 5 things I could see, 4 things I could hear, 3 things I can feel, 2 things I can, 1 thing I can taste, and 2 things I can smell. Yeah, and it's like put me in the present moment. So I want to do that while maybe I do some mushrooms. Yeah, so it's gonna be church, which I didn't get, but it's gonna be church. Get my ass a hotel. Well, church, and then I have a little bit of spiritual time to myself and review and understand and have conversations with my spirit, give myself that time, and then Korean barbecue, and then get myself a hotel, and then yeah, have my favorite dessert. Take a little mushrooms, probably in the morning, maybe. Take a little mushroom gummies or something. I don't know, mushroom easies, and then yeah, go watch a movie by myself, and then have some. And yeah, and I did self pleasure. I did. I don't know if I want to watch porn when I do it. I think I want to make it more of a ritualized space um, to give to myself because I can't. They say like just masturbation is not good for you, but for me, I feel myself wanting to use another woman instead of connect with her, right? And I don't like that. I don't want to just waste my energy and my time all on this space of trying to have sex with a woman just because I'm trying to get mine and it's for my pleasure and my ego, uh, instead of actually being able to connect with her and build depth and expansion and build something. I feel like me being able to give that energy and self love back to myself and create a ritualized space that maybe isn't watching porn, but visualizing myself connecting with a woman or in a direction that is expansive and it does is healing and does bring energy to my life because now I feel more aligned. I feel well, I don't really two things I did that I didn't like on Sunday is one, I ordered Taco Bell and I didn't think I was getting it in time, so I had McDonald's. And I don't like that. I really don't. I don't like that. And two, I don't really like the aspect of me watching porn. And so but I do like the aspect of self-pleasuring myself and also getting some Korean barbecue and um excluding what's it called out of my life, porn. So I don't like last year I probably masturbated a maximum 20 times. And this year starting off, it's probably maybe been a solid like 4 or 5 times. And I feel it's healthy for me to do that. Um, if it's not in a direction of watching porn, I think masturbation is healthy. So yeah, I did. And I got after it. Your boy got after it. I got after it. I masturbated and watched porn about like 5, 6 times. And did I feel bad about it? I felt more bad about the porn direction than I did the self pleasure because like now I'm like I feel like I have an equilibrium by myself. I feel settled in. And before it feels like I don't think it's healthy to not uh be able to release and let go. And I guess the whole direction with that is you having control of your impulses, right? But if the control of your impulses is in a controlled state and then has an intention behind it, I think it can be something that's healthy. And so I don't know what that is yet, but I'm trying to understand. It's pretty much it may be someone saying it's coke for me just wanting to beat my dick, but I've last year I've since I started this journey it's been that way and I've and I can align myself with that, but I find myself consistently going into this space of um, like trying to give it to my spirit, just give that sexual energy and let it run through me. And it's just, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to try to suppress it and deny it and try to force myself to not allow myself to, yeah, do what is natural. Like it's just crazy. Like it's just like the standard. And I think it's it's something that I want to look at statistics more about of like me going to Amsterdam and shit. Me go to Amsterdam realizing if prostitution's legal, why is the crime rate so low? Like maybe because men actually have the opportunity to connect with a female in a legal way that feels maybe not the most spiritually guided for them, but it feels at least something to connect with another human instead of just watching porn and connecting with a fucking screen, Like which one is morally aligned and better? Uh, but yeah, so and then I woke up that morning, I threw away $40 worth of Taco Bell because I had to order it and they brought it and then it was like cold as fuck in the morning. I said, all right, I took a bite of it and I was like, bro, I don't want this shit. So yeah. Then what did I do that day? Couldn't even tell you what I did yesterday. What did I do? Not two like today's Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. I don't know even what did I do? Can't even tell you. Trying to figure out this enigma of how the fuck I'm trying to I guess I can just get to where I'm at now of like me trying to catch up on I'm still I'm just now posting the content for me doing the Spartan race because yeah, dudes have been on the move. I've been just working. So we're still trying to post that while also be present and take action on the things that we're doing now. It's always been that way. It's like present moment of me doing the things like the poly pop up or this naked 5K that I did and preparing for that and then trying to align myself. It's just no excuses. You get the content posted and get it done. It's just we're behind. So now I'm trying to realize that no one's coming to my events. And if no one's coming to my events, I'm a step ahead right now of it all, of what I want there to be workout socials and there to be these permission pools and to be like these debate and language ritualized spaces. And it's like, well, it's like me trying to act like I'm the superstar, which I am, which I'm trying to it's like the difference between have, do, be, and be, do, have. Like if you think you need to have something to then be the person to then do the things, it's like no. Like I am the person, so and then I do the things that align with that to become the person I know I need to. It's some of that direction, like have to be, do, have. Oh yeah. To be the person to then do the things that align and then you'll have the things that you want in this world. So being the Poly Gump Gandhi, like that's the dude that I need to embody and who I need to believe that I am at this point. But it's just I if that was the case, superstar status or movie star status or Poly Gump Gandhi level, then people would be coming to these events. But guess what? I'm a step ahead and no one's coming to any of it. So instead of saying come to my events, I need to become the events and pivot and take a step take a step to step one instead of skipping to step two. And step one is to say, I need to create something where I am the events, right? Where I thought about doing these behavioral studies that I can then log and get from people to and then be able to also ask people if they agree with some certain statistics, agree or disagree, and get their responses, and then smash the stigma. Smash stigma is we're putting this confetti and putting confetti in a fucking balloon and powder and they were having people write the stigma of how they felt stigmatized, whether it be family societal judgment or they felt they put their career at risk or they feel like they couldn't speak their truth or emotional suppression or self-censorship, whatever it is, they write on the balloon and then boom, they smash it. That's content. That's something that I believe that can happen. But then I thought in my head today, I said, you know what? There were a lot of untold stories at Temptation that I want to bring to reality. And that's really what I want because that's how I curated the Fight the Stigma tour in the first place. Because there's so many people that told me that their family just did not fuck with the journey that they were on, and they couldn't tell them because their family wouldn't because their family either they didn't fuck with them after they told them, or they knew that their family wasn't going to, and if they did, because of religious reasons or because of their own beliefs of one man, one woman, and it was going to challenge them. And so, not only that, it's like definitely their spiritual communities. Hey, it definitely ain't cool to be with multiple people for sure. And so they're like trying to fight with their spirit and their religious communities because they're not trying to fight, but they just know that it will cause conflict when they do believe in God and they believe in spirit. And they're moving the utmost amount of love with the communities that are in the sex positive lifestyle swinger space, poly space. It's not aligned with the beliefs of God. So they're like, I can't tell them about anything. Or in their job, they're like, yo, I'm gonna tell people that I'm a swinger, and then what? And then get all that judgment and that the social component that really comes to it, that really drives the problem of the stigma. Like it's what forces people to hide. So this becomes a space of fear and guilt and shame with all of it. So people hide. So I'm trying to create the space where people don't have to do so, because with all this being the case, And then the legal ramifications of like what I've heard of stories of people uh, like leveraging other people's lifestyle in court, and you know, it's more about what's it's not really like when it comes to polyamory, having multiple consensual relationships, that's not really the problem, right? Like CPS ain't stressed about, you know, you being a swinger. It's more about, are the kids being neglected or the kids being abused, and is it in a good environment for them? And so, but usually I've heard stories of husbands that have leveraged that against their ex-wives or vice versa, of the lifestyle that they live, to try to say that it's not a healthy environment, or that there's confusion amongst, or being bullied at school because they have two moms, or that their parents are swingers. You know, it's just, oh, it's just sick, bro. So that's what I'm trying to get to. So those ideas, like I mentioned, smash the stigma, doing the statistics, agree and disagree, the behavioral studies. Well, also, I'm just gonna message like fucking 500 people within being on the temptation site, and be like, yo, there's so many untold stories that I want to bring to reality that I never had the chance to. And if you want to either write, if the best form of you writing down a note of, there's three different ways that I would like for you to express, if this is possible, of the stigma that you believe that you fought within your story. Um, and if you feel like it's best for you to write this out, send it to me through my email, or if you feel like it's best to send a voice note, or, and you can send that, and probably tell them to put it in a Google Drive, or you can send a video of you with the mask on, because obviously you have to hide your identity in whatever way possible. And I'll be posting this on Jungle Story. And even more, to be able to fight the stigma, to be able to gain the attention, and also be seen at the highest level, and to be jungle fire shit. The most level is to destigmatize, desexualize the body, normalize nudity. You can do it naked. And yes, I'll be posting that censored on the Jungle Story. Crazy to ask, but this is the direction of what I believe is going to create the opportunity to create a nudist, naturalist, polyamorous community covenants, and help other people do the same. And I believe it's the best opportunity to be seen. And it's the best way that I feel like is going to save the world. Not only the nudity direction, but it's the most spiritual shit, it's the most natural shit. And I believe this is what's going to create peace amongst the world. So that's just where I'm at. I did legs today. I worked out. I had my oatmeal and had had my Chipotle, along with, I'm not drinking as much water as much as usual. I'm not, what's that? Oh shit, that's so scary. So I'm not too proud of, because like I don't like, during the 6 hour gap, I don't like, usually I was really consistent with me drinking a liter of water after every meal. But now the meals that I have, I don't like to drink a shitload of water right afterwards, because it fills me the fuck up. So within that 6 hour gap, I'm not doing it. And when I wake up, I'm always losing my fucking water bottle. I left it here. I don't know. But regardless, fuck it. But yeah, so tomorrow, oh yeah, today I got a physical. I spent 300 something dollars on, because I'm trying to make it back on the boat to see this woman that I ended up connecting with while I was there. So trying to get on my certification. I need to get a medical cert and get this security awareness test that I have to fucking, I'm getting proctored exam on. It's like corny as fuck. Ugh. Ugh. And then also I have another proctored exam with getting this crowd management. So I'm not too happy about that. But I'd have to pay for that. And also I just have to take the test now and try to finagle my way through that. But That being said, I did go to a poly book club yesterday, not Tuesday yesterday, but Monday yesterday. And it was with my boy John, who I met a week and a half ago at poly board game night. And he's really educated in the poly space. He was in a polyamorous relationship for about 8 years, and then it didn't work out. And he's like anti-technology and really, he doesn't really have work right now, so he's trying to figure that out. So he said he's down to do naked podcasts. So we just connected, and we, really, both of us, like, really analytical and very, very curious about each other's lives and very honest with each other. And I really appreciate that. Um, but he's down to do his podcast Friday. So yeah, he was at the book club where there was like two other people. There was this woman that was in polyamorous relationships. She had a husband and also a boyfriend. And she said that's like the most bandwidth she could have. And then yeah, there was another dude there that was an older dude that said he just had a lot of time conflict and with work and shit. So yeah, we were just bouncing ideas back and forth from, and we were reading. We were supposed to read Ethical Slut, chapters 13 to 16. I didn't know we were supposed to read it and then bring it to the Poly Book Club, but of course, my ass thought we were reading it there, which wouldn't make sense because probably it would take the whole 2 hours to read four chapters, whatever. But yeah, I was with him and we got talking last night just about life for like an hour in the car, and it's really trying to get clear on my journey of how I'm gonna, yeah, build this community and how I'm trying to build community while also trying to travel state to state. It's like it doesn't make sense. And John really try to help me out and process how I can go about it because him saying like I'm trying to do a top down approach, like on creating online spaces for people, but really he made the point that the bottom up approach of like trying to stay situated in one area to then build and then grow and then be able to go online. Like ideally, that's what I need to do. I need to start somewhere. I need to roots myself somewhere right now. And Austin's the best place to do it. And also, it's at least I know here there's somewhat of a polyamorous community here that I can at least tap into. Uh, But regardless, at least with John, I'll be able to do these podcasts. Maybe I can do one a week with him. And then I'm thinking about setting up. So I have these ideas, right? Smash stigma, all this shit. And not only smashing the stigma, but I want to be able to set up a table like like doing the interviews and shit. Like I can do that, but I still need to figure out a way for people to be able to tell their story. And so I thought about this letters of love idea where get people to I just set up a table and they write a letter. It's the same kind of concept of me getting, oh yeah, that's what it is. Same kind of concept of me getting just messaging swingers or people that are not monogamous polyamorous people about getting their stories, but also just do that in the spaces physically here, which is kind of a hard idea. But the idea is get a table, get a poster, maybe two posters, one that says desexualized body, normalized nudity, and then um, set that up, and then one that says the letters of love, and try to have people write letters as well as record a voice note and or a video to send to my Dropbox. And so I don't know where I'm gonna set that up. I want to set it up in like non-monogamous spaces, like outside of sex clubs or outside of like at Hippie Hollow. which is a nudist space. Uh, but we'll figure that out. Yeah, I'm gonna figure that out and see if I can just try to figure that out. So, like Colette, Austin is like in the cut. It's like in this weird in the cut spot of a building. Like there's kind of houses around it, and then there's Colette just like in the cut of this neighborhood kind of deal. It's weird. But that's how all these sex clubs are. They're just like underground and like no one really don't know, you know? Uh, but I don't know. I'm gonna find other sex clubs or other places that I can set this up, maybe for the monogamous world to come in as well. But that's where we're at right now. We're just trying to figure out the formula. So, and then I can do the Modern Jungle podcast and get sex therapists, relationship coaches, intimacy experts involved. And um, yeah, so I can do these, host these events. And, but I just need to gain the attention in the positive, aligned way to do so. And I'm sucking at that right now. Not, it's probably because I'm not rooted anywhere, but I'm trying to create the online community. So, and then I could get towards not only Modern Jungle podcast, but I can do the events, and then that could lead me to creating the Jungle University, and then having people that were on the podcast be able to coach and or teach in the Jungle University different polyamorous or coaching sessions. Um, and then that can lead me into then trying to get the opportunity to get merch. And then like by that point, if everything's kicking, like if I take the steps and the ideas that I have right now to and then get people to come to the events to and then get people to come on the podcast to, and then people be able to come to Jungle University to and then by that point I'll have a decent amount of following to and then put more merch out and then possibly get products involved that can sustain a fucking polyamorous community covenant, which I think I want to do this electrolyte smoothie mix along with this tea idea because I want there to be a cafe slash club called the Jungle Library during the day, Jungle Library Cafe and during the day, which is naked. And then at night it's the Jungle Fever, it's a club. And then to sustain that, I'll have the products, the merch, and then people will be coming in and out with there to be and it'll where this will be like right outside of like Austin or something. It'll be land somewhere so people can still, you know, live within the community. You know, they'll get a tiny home, pull up and have their own space. And then yeah, still be able to live in a tiny home that's paid off, that's small, and then be able to still have a job in Austin or have a passion that's not just fully within the community, but they can also not only work on the products, like for the products that sustain the space, but also be able to live off the land so that we'll be able to farm, create our own food, and that could be work for people to yeah, to be able to and then we'll host retreats and events and this is what I see. I see this. I see the fucking vision. I'm just trying to fucking I'm sitting on a bed actually. And I'm trying to cultivate this right now. But it's just continually taking shots, shoot, 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 until something fucking slams. Um, until I become a sniper, you know, machine gun until I become a sniper. So right now, yeah, I'm not feeling down. I'm just feeling like your boy's in consistent uh figure the fuck out mode, you know, consistent like trial and error and failure and success failing at a high rate right now. What is that? A fucking bird? Hell no. I don't know what that is. We ain't playing that. Sorry. I don't know what that is, but we don't got time for that. That a fucking I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna look down and it's gonna know what it is, but we don't have time for that. Like a cat or a fucking big ass rat or I don't know. Weird. But yeah, my legs are cooked. Big legs today. And like a rabbit or something. Yeah, my legs are cooked. I did upper body a day ago. I think tomorrow I'm just gonna get on the treadmill. Hold up. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's like a rabbit or something. Or no. Time. It's like a rabbit or something. That's a rabbit, yeah. It's a rabbit. But yeah. So did our body did 2 days ago. I did legs yet today. And tomorrow I'm probably just gonna go on the fucking Stairmaster, get after it. Probably get on it for an hour. But yeah, we had to take this security awareness test. And I'm like, we proctored. I'm about to go back on the boat because I'm spending a lot of money. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this flight to stick tour. And I don't know, I'm about to get naked with my boy. We'll figure it out, dog. Figure it out. Probably gonna wait on doing that test because yeah, I gotta get ready for this podcast I'm about to do with my boy on Friday. I really want to be studied. I want to be aligned. I want to become correct. So yeah, that's the big thing we do tomorrow. Holy shit, Shopify just sniped me of $142. Oh, I tell you, I'd member press take $360 from me because I had a year annual membership. Shit's crazy. But Shopify, which is my website, just took out 142. Fucking hurts, but it's all part of the mission, right? It's all part of the mission. Ah, and success tax right now. Figuring out. I think I'm getting down to 3 grand. Getting a little tight on the bread. which can sustain me for like this next month probably. It's just like, bruh. Yeah, probably sustain me for this next month. Not only that, is I have this fucking I have to check on this court case that I have to go to Atlanta for because my ass got a ticket for finessing the trains, and now they want me to go to court for it in Atlanta, which I got to check and see if I can just pay a fine, wherever the fuck that is. If not, then I'm gonna see a woman while I'm there and just get a Greyhound out there and then come right back to Austin. Or I might, I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out along the way. I might make my way down to Tampa because I have my Naked 5K I'm doing on the 26th. And hopefully by the time then, I can have some traction with some of the content that I'm making. Yeah. So we're figuring it out. Figuring it out, dog. So that's what we got going on. Much love. I think it's like 2 a.m. right now. I'll see y'all on Flip. Also, please spread it with love, energy, and truth to answer another question. And we're changing the world one person at a time, one bare ass truth at a time. Remember, love is answering another question. And yeah, we're just getting started. There's no end. There's only continuous new beginnings. Remember, stay curious.